Hello and welcome to season 2. We are coming round again to the beginning of the alphabet in our Velvet Revolution that we started 26 episodes ago. So we now hit the 27th recording. And as ever, we just press start and see what happens. And I was thinking about this because there's have you watched The Bear at all? Uh,
Paddington Bear.
no, the Bear TV series about the chef.
No.
And there's a character in that called Richie, who's the maitre d'. And he, before they do service, he wants to say, he keeps on writing in his little notebook, like, what are all these inspiring words that are gonna make them have the best service every time they go to work. And I feel a little bit like that, like I'm just sort of searching for those words. Maybe I need to go back and watch those episodes and write a little notebook and have a.
Or go back to sleep, Ben,
I'll go back to sleep.
and wake up. Join us when you got your shit together, mate.
So thank you for that. So welcome to our Velvet Revolution, and with myself, Ben Rice, and my co-pilot Dave Noble. How are you on this fine day?
Doing all right. Good.
Yeah.
Good to be back, although I've never really been away. And but it's good to continue this journey. So you say 27, right? So we're in a 27 club.
Okay. Oh dear, that sounds quite concerning.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, it's yeah, it's nice to continue this journey that we're on. So yeah, I'm excited as ever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How's your week been?
Um, cool, that's a question. What have I done? Work.
Work.
Yeah, did a lot of work. I've been doing a lot of hiking as well. We've had some storms come in. Um, so last few days it's been pretty wild. So I haven't been able to get in the ocean. So I've head to the wilds inland, and yeah, I've had my boots on, my
Mhm.
barefoot boots, and yeah, I've been getting into the spirit of the wild man, anticipating a long, wet, windy season ahead as we end with transitioning. By the time this airs, I think we're going to be in
Well, into
the
the darkness.
yeah, well into the darkness. But yeah, I'm feeling all right, man. Feeling pretty. I think I've checked in with this before with the vanilla one, you know. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm sort of there at the minute.
Yeah.
I'm neither here or there. I'm just sort of just there.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What about you?
Um, yeah, I'm feeling. How am I feeling? I don't know, it's been a week of uh retracing old haunts, I guess.
Mm.
Reconnected with some people from my past. And yeah, it's been interesting. It's been an interesting week of going back, and definitely there's places where I've felt guilt and shame, where I've done things where I don't look back on it, or when memories sort of sit in you, and for me they always tend to be the ones that are a little bit jarring, a little bit dark, and they're the ones that come back up.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know more. I kind of want to know more.
I mean, it's a massive story, but I mean, we'd have to probably do a podcast on it on its own. But there was a group of friends that I grew up with at school, and I lost contact with them, um, and one of them unfortunately died. He had a brain tumor,
Mm.
and I saw his mum for the first time in about 20 years this week. and I feel I hold a lot of guilt around the fact that I lost this group of friends, and I
Mm.
felt a lot of it was my fault that I was the one that walked away. You know, I'd done something wrong. I was the one that was feeling like I needed to go and sort of hide, and they didn't really. I didn't feel at the time they really supported me, and and it was just interesting to have a conversation with people that were there at that time, and them to say, actually, you didn't do anything wrong, and yeah, it was, you know, you just behaved like a human being, and sometimes we do things right, sometimes we do things wrong, but it's
You've been a little bit of a tit,
yes, uh,
but
but
not all the time, just on occasion.
yeah,
When
well, I think the main thing I got out of the conversation was I wasn't actually, that they were.
oh,
I still
sorry,
don't.
I didn't mean to presume that you'd been a bit of a tit. I just
Well, I mean, I had in the initial action, but yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, it's just been it's been an interesting week of going back,
hmm.
and sometimes you need to go back to go forwards, and it's been a, you know, the whole medical journey that I've been on for the past however many weeks.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, is that coming back in, is it? Are we
Well, I
going
feel,
there?
well, I definitely feel like you know, the wound part is coming to an end. I mean, that's almost healed. I mean, that's down apparently to like a tiny, minute hole now.
Good. Got
And
some closure on that. Good,
yeah,
good.
and now it's like this diabetic journey of trying to get my blood sugars down, which I think is going to be probably the theme we're going to hit quite a lot this next set of our letters.
Uh,
Um, but
what's the worst case scenario with your condition of being diabetic that could play
um,
out whilst we're recording?
what's the
What?
worst?
Yeah.
Uh, well, actually, while we're recording,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
Just so I know, so I'm prepared to deal with it.
so I could either have a crash, which means I'd probably fall asleep.
So slamming if you nod out and just slowly face
Yeah,
plant the desk in front of
yeah,
you and your mic goes flying,
yeah.
then what do I do?
Uh, you'd need to get some sugar in me quite quickly.
All right. Well,
But I don't know quite how you're going to do that from where you are.
is Dave knocking around? Is anyone with you in
Not at the
studio?
moment, no. Flatmate Dave is out, so
Maybe I need Dave's number as an emergency
yeah, yeah,
precaution. So if we have a live situation, I can just dial in Dave,
yeah.
get him to rush back and, you know, do ya, sort you out.
Give me a fruit pastel.
Be like Pulp Fiction moment, bring you back to life.
And I guess the other one is yeah, the opposite of that is a hypo when you have too much sugar and you go a bit manic. I think I don't know enough about it yet.
Could
This is the journey we're going on, Dave.
could we maybe, or maybe evidently we'll do an episode where you're just completely, you know, off your freaking crackers on fruit pastels, as you put it.
Yeah, yeah, that's the way forward.
I used to love the purple ones, by the way,
Yeah.
just the purple ones. Yeah. Um. hmm, okay.
So yeah, it's yeah, I feel like we're starting again.
Hmm.
It's you know, that's life. It's cyclical, and yeah, the season I'm in now is about recovery or uh, getting healthier, and more connected with myself in terms of uh, what I'm putting in my body, I guess, at the moment. Yeah.
Mm, good. All right. And you've had a removal of facial hair.
Yep. Yep. I'm feeling very bald on the face. I don't. What's the equivalent of baldness on the head to on the face? Does that work?
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Can you say I'm bald on the face?
Just clean shaven, mate.
Just clean shaven. Okay.
But you
Yeah.
don't look bald on the face. You've just removed all the hair. You've
Yeah.
got still got hair there, like stubble.
Yeah. But it's a lot shorter than it normally is.
Is that fresh shaved? Like
Yeah.
this
So
morning.
no, it was a couple of
Oh
days ago.
no, yeah, right, okay.
But yeah, it's the shortest my facial hair has been for a long time,
I
and I
always,
feel
sorry, go on.
feel no, I just feel very very naked on the
Naked,
face.
yeah. I definitely started to grow facial hair late.
Hmm.
I was one of them people that used to look at all the dudes at school who had like, which is pretty on point now with the moustaches, the top lip, the top lip hair. I think that's a bit of a kind of common gangland estate look. Just the dudes on the street, not,
Hmm.
maybe some of them are dudettes even, but
Yeah.
and everything in between. But like that top hair, the moustache whole vibe, I never could achieve that. Not at school. I had dudes that had that. They had more face wear than the teachers, some of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just like, I felt so like feminine. I was quite feminine. I got ridiculed for it. I went to an all boys school. So when I could grow facial hair, I think you see it, it's common in a lot of us young guys. You really sort of overcompensate. You grow these really sort of like the sort of hairs that your nan has on her chin. They sort of like, they're not quite formed. They're sort of
Hmm.
like caterpillar hairs. And and I remember when I could start to properly grow what was stubble, and grow it out a little bit. All it took was one uh, young lady to say, "You look really kind of cool with facial hair."
That
That was it.
was it.
I was never shaven again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I, like you, feel really naked if I shave it all off. So here we are, naked.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a good job.
okay.
This is just a listening account at the moment.
Well, we never know. We might put these out as raw, all not audios, raw video, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like we should do that at some point.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, here we are, naked on the show. Um, trying to
Yeah.
conjure up a bit of an ambience.
Mm.
Okay, so what are we doing? What's
We
happening?
are starting the alphabet again,
Okay,
and
so we
we're gonna do another round,
so we're doing it,
26.
yeah? It's
Yeah,
on. We're gonna keep going.
we're gonna keep going. So we're starting with the letter A, and yeah, we had a small debate before we started about whether we should swap around, and I think that makes sense that we choose from a different letter. So I started last time, so you should start with the letter A this time round.
Oh, blimey now. All right, well, look, I've got to fire up my other
Yeah, yeah.
device to get the list. So,
Well, I'm just going to throw that curveball out there.
oh,
Last time we did that way back on episode, was it B or C? We had some deadly radio silence whilst you tried to find your list.
dead air, right, in radio.
Mm-hmm.
They call it dead air, right, don't they?
Yeah.
Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Any radio broadcasters out there want to correct me on that? But dead air, it's because it's all to do with money, right? Am I right in
Right.
saying this? So I used to know a guy, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
this is a true story. I can't name him,
Okay.
right? But when I used to do the hooky salesman game,
Mm-hmm.
selling sexy photocopiers and innovative office solutions. We had a guy come from, shall I name the radio station? No, I won't. I won't name the radio station. One of the big three at the time. I think it still is. I don't know. Don't even know if it's still going. I don't really listen to radio that much. But I used to love listening to radio because done many jobs in my life. And I used to drive around delivering. I used to be a delivery driver.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love that job. I used to rely on the radio. I guess
Mm-hmm.
now it would be podcasts as well, right?
Yeah,
But I used
yeah.
to listen to music, and what I loved about radio is you had music, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there was certain go-to channels, and there was one in particular I loved because it wasn't really one of the mainstream ones. It was always up for a bit of pirate radio kind of vibes, right? But this one was legit, but it felt like a pirate radio. Anyway, when I was fast forward to when I was working as a hooky salesman, um, I have to do that voice when I say it. I had a guy who came from one of those big free corporate, mainstream radio
Mhm.
stations, right? And he ended up working as a senior sales account guy, right?
Okay.
And I got teamed up with him to go out one day and make a sale.
Hmm.
And I mean, I at that time had a savage habit, the old Colombian marching powder.
Hmm.
And he was a bit partial to it and all, right? Anyway, right. So his demeanor was he was like really like probably like you on fruit pastels, right? He was like he was like turbocharged, man. Really forceful and really over the top and really like raw, 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 raw. And I had to sort of pull him back and say, yo, like, I know he said his name, yo, like you you gotta you gotta do it a different way. This isn't the hard sell, man. Like this is like, it's we gotta do it a little bit different, man. It's a bit of coercion is required. You can't be so forceful. You're scaring them.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, trade secrets, people, trade secrets. Um, but my point is he used to sell adverts
Right.
for radio. So dead air. If you've got dead air, you're not making money, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Have you
I've
found the
just,
list now?
yeah, I've got a list up. Just managed to avoid some dead air by waffling on about that. But yeah, that didn't end well, that one. He used to sweat profuse. How do I say that word? Perf,
Profusely.
how do you say it?
Profusely.
Profusely. He used
Sounds
to,
like a pasta when you say it really.
hey, profusely.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
can't,
having
I can't say,
some.
I can't say that word. But yeah, it was pretty intense working alongside him. I only had to do it once, but yeah, and he told me all about the nuts and bolts of how they would, because the psychology of radio. Don't know if anyone knows this. I may be wrong now, but at the time of him telling me this is how he said it worked. Would they would get people's emotions, they'd build the playlist would always be very psychological. So a certain song, they'd sell a certain advert after a certain song.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Check that out. Apparently so.
I'm just trying to think of a song now that would make me buy certain things.
Well, look, so if you wanted to, let's think of something.
I can only think of drug references. I can only think of
Go on.
like
Go on.
Golden Brown. I was just thinking like you sort of
Oh.
who was that? Who did Golden Brown and texture like?
Oh
Oh,
my God, why can't I think of it?
but that was about heroin, wasn't it, that song? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that could be a drug dealer's dream if you like. You're sort of
Stranglers. Was it
stranglers.
Stranglers?
I think it was.
Golden Brown. Yeah, or that could be a cereal.
Yeah, okay, that's slightly healthier. Yeah. Well, not really with the amount of sugar in most cereals, but there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
My uncle, I'm sure he won't mind me sharing this. Anyway, he had been diagnosed, can't talk, diagnosed as being diabetic as well. Did I tell you this?
No.
Yeah, so maybe I need to hook you up to get some tips. But one of his
Yeah.
tips was I just stopped having sugar on my cornflakes.
Okay. That simple.
He's in his 70s.
Yeah.
It's like, mate, why are you still having sugar on your cornflakes?
Why don't you just get Frosties?
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, right. I'm trying to find the list, Ben.
Are you still? Oh, I thought you'd found it. I didn't realize
Well,
you're still sort of buying time here.
no, I've got it. I've got it. I've got it.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Right. So, A. Okay. I'm going to read them out.
Okay.
So, redlined is aggressive. We did that, right? So,
We,
can't do that again.
no.
All right. Here we go. Hold tight. Anxious,
Mm-hmm.
anger,
Mm-hmm.
appreciation, admiration, awe, mm, anguish, avoidance, apathy, allure, allure, afraid, arrogant, apprehensive, attack, argumentative, acceptance, alienating, aloof, abandon, aroused. Shall I say that again?
No, no, not in that voice anyway.
Okay. Oh my days, there's two I want to do. Aroused. I'm not gonna do that, I promise you.
Please,
I'm
please.
gonna go with or.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to go with or. Bang.
Okay. All right.
I'm going with or. As soon as I read it, I thought, yeah, I'm doing that. Or. There we go. Bang. Or.
And why
So you're
did
lucky I
you
didn't
go bang?
choose. You're lucky I didn't choose aroused
Or was
because I
that the
would
other
have.
one?
Because the next question I would have said was, so Ben.
When was the last time you were?
Yes. But we're going to go with or. Redlined or. Now, I'm going to say why as well. I'm going to back it
Hmm.
up. I watched an amazing show just the other night, and it's centered around or, AWE in capital letters, or. Right now, what the show was all about was some ex-military people that had PTSD,
Okay.
right, who were still living in the horror of war. So somatic, psychosomatic. So their psychological trauma that they went through, the horror, the terror, the the fear, the just the horror is the right word. The horror of war that they had to bear witness to and experience
Hmm.
has not left them. So sleep deprivation, nightmares, reliving the events, even though they're not happening, you know. And what does that do to the body? Well, nervous system is completely amped all the time, can't relax, anxiety, depression, medication. I can keep going, right? And does anyone relate to that? You know, you don't have to be in war. I mean, the horror of war is, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I can't even imagine what it's like to be there. It must be, I can only imagine, horrendous, like hell on earth, right? But relatively speaking, have we ever been on the battlefields of life? I know I have. Not into the same degree. It's not comparable, it's not a competition, but relatively so. I know what it's like to have to work through my own sense of horrors, right? It's not comparable, but I relate to what I just said about the psychosomatic response to having to relive stuff that I've already been through and I can't
Hmm.
let go of, right? And this show was exploring how to use a sense of awe to reduce the post traumatic stress disorders and the ailments and all of the stuff, the symptoms and all of the stuff that they still hold on to. And they took them to the Arctic Circle and they did a little expedition because they're ex-military, you know, they're all very up for it. And they went out and they spent about 5 days out in the wilderness and they monitored and they had to do swab tests and, you know, blood tests and loads of different tests whilst they were there. And the results were undeniable. The evidence was there. You know, they'd reduced quite significantly the PTSD levels, so their trauma reduction. You know, um, they're not cured, but it got to a point where they could sleep. Their sleep improved. They felt a sense of peace, sense of acceptance, maybe a sense of relief, etc., etc., etc.
And that was through being in a truly
Or
wild space.
or inspiring experiences. Now they said they had like obviously a psych, you know, a psychologist or psychiatrist, you know, whatever, psychotherapist, working alongside what they were doing and narrating and talking about it all and dissecting it and unpacking it. And he said that all humans, you think about it when we're young, right? Now, I write about this, that I actually, after I saw the show, I actually got my book and read the first sort of little first part. And I clearly state in my book, and I know I did because I wrote about it, and I know because I lived it, that I
Hmm.
had this early life sense of awe and wonder that life is quite magnificent. But then life happens to us. The
Which,
horrors of life, if you want to call it that, happen
yeah,
to us.
yeah.
And we
Which parts of
disconnect.
life? Which parts of life did you think at that when you were young were giving you wonder? What was it about life?
Um, the clouds in the sky,
Right.
the birds, the bees, the trees,
Yeah.
the woods. You know, I love a
Yeah. Yeah. I
woodland,
love the woods.
the trees, fire, making fires, running around in the wilds, adventure, curiosity, intrigue, sense of adventure, escape. You know, all of that stuff was there early life. I was a spirit, a free spirit. There's a lot of freedom, a sense of freedom, freedom. Now, all these ex-military, what I saw, what I witnessed to watching that show, was they were talking about that sense of freedom. They were getting away from the confines of like their everyday and going into the wild. They were saying they were noticing natural beauties that they just hadn't seen right in front of them. And we can capture these natural beauties right in front of us. You don't have to be in the Arctic Circle to experience it. It bloody well helps because you're forced to sort of be, you can't not be present in that because it's so awe-inspiring, it's overwhelming, it's so in your face. There's nothing else there but like incredibleness, right? So that's why I've gone with awe because I watched it and I feel like awe is something that for me, this is why you've heard the whole last season, anyone that's still with us listening, when I check in, I'm peppering it with my own experiences of I always call it life affirming experiences. That's the
Mm.
awe. That's the awe. How are you getting that, people? How am I getting it? How are you getting it, Ben?
Do you think do you think like so say you're like 6, 7 year old Dave and you're full of awe and you just want to be an explorer and travel around your local area in the woods, burning stuff and looking up in the sky and just having that freedom. Uh, and then you get hit with life, and the anxiety starts, and the baggage builds, and then really what you've done in terms of your journey is finding a way to get back to being that young explorer
Mm-hmm.
and finding a way to get rid of all that anxiety of life. I mean, it's I'm just trying to think whether I had that. I mean, mine. Feel like my awe or my happy place as a youngster, as a kid, was much more interior. Like I definitely roamed the streets and ran around with the gang of kids that I was at school with, and we used to go and play army and whatever else in the woods and
Did you have Fagin at like all of
yeah,
that? Sounds like I can see you being a little Oliver
Oliver
Twist
Twist.
character. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Please, please, sir, can I have some more?
um, but I think my escape place was in my bedroom making stuff. I
Mm.
think I went inwards, and
I
it
did
sounds
too. Yeah, I did
sounds
too.
yeah.
I did do that as well.
Whereas it feels like it feels to me like when you're talking about that awe for you,
Mm.
it was external and it was.
So I was talking to someone just yesterday about what I've just shared about
Mm,
because I was telling someone else about it,
yeah.
and we was on the topic of AI
Okay.
and tech and virtual reality,
Hmm.
synthetic stuff. Now, anyone knows that me knows that I'm a bit like about it all, right? Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't explore stuff like that because there could be something in it for us that is very rewarding and has value and can enhance our lives and experience, right? But what I'm cautious of is everything we're talking about a sense of awe, right? Now, don't believe me or what that show's all about. Go and find out for yourselves, people. Ask yourself, do I have a sense of awe in my life? What does that actually mean to me? Do I actually know it? Have I ever experienced it? Now, unless you're born in absolute hell on earth, in a horror show, maybe you've never known it. And that's really fucking shit. And I hope one day you can experience it. But how many times have we heard these people who have been through great tragedy and adversity and horror, and they rewild themselves? It's countless. Do your research, people. Don't just believe what I'm chatting about. There's so many case examples of people that go and rewild. They go back into the wilds, nature, to get a sense of splendor or majesticness. um, you know, it's you know, it's source. It's the source code to life. No?
It's also it's quite ego crushing. Like
Yeah.
I'm thinking of places where you feel an insignificance, you feel small.
That's what they said on the show. They
Right, okay.
realized that it's exactly that. The ego is designed to protect us. In war, you've got to have your ego jacked to the hilt. Because if you ain't got it, you ain't going to get on the front line, man. You're going to be cowering under the freaking blankets, not getting out your bunk every morning. You've got to just put your ego on I'm the fucking bad man. Let's fucking have it.
2 packets of fruit pastels a day at least.
Yes, right. So, and a bag of sherbet. That'd be pretty cool. You'd be foaming at the mouth.
I
Remember,
would.
did you used to do that, foaming at the mouth
Yeah,
using
yeah,
sherbet?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I shouldn't take the mick out of that because you could actually, that could end up as a result of, yeah. Uh, so like, the ego is exactly that. It's breaking the ego just, just to remove it. But I think we all know that, where we at when we ain't got an ego. It's a scary place to be, man.
Mm. Yeah, I mean it's the AI the AI sort of world and I mean there is an expanse to that. There is a, oh my god, this is so big, this could take over us all.
There's
Uh,
this,
and
yeah,
uh, and so it has a similar sort of feel to it, but it's not. It feels much darker, I guess, because it feels interior. It feels like you're going into a machine that is so vast you can't even comprehend it.
it's a virtual reality. So if you like, let's, for example, I heard someone share this actually. It was a young, probably like a Gen, whatever you bloody call them, saying that, yeah, but the flip side is that maybe someone that's never had the good fortune to be able to walk a beach in the tropics or been on a desert island and been in paradise through virtual reality, they can experience what that's like. And
Mm.
I'm like, yeah, that's great, but it's not real. It's virtual reality. So yeah, you could experience this sense of wonder and awe, but do you not feel like you've been, you
Duped.
know, yeah, shortchanged
Mm.
because it's not real? And I fear that the way we're going with all this, we're all going to be sitting at home having virtual everything, virtual freaking relationships, going to virtual concerts, virtual. you know, we're already getting there with the, you know, the amount of loneliness and people, especially within the male community, of the, there's a sense of inadequacy and redundancy to what the male role is in life now. That more and more men are seeking these, we've seen all the movies on it.
Mm.
I'm sure it's quite tempting to some people to want to get a synthetic girlfriend,
Sex robot.
sex robot. I mean,
Do you?
God, there's so many things that can go wrong with that. We should do a whole season on that. I think that'd be
Yeah,
quite
yeah, yeah.
an interesting one.
Do you think like we grew up in 70s, 80s, and we talk about it a lot in that our our one of our biggest sort of influences was Star Wars, and I just think of all those other sci-fi shows back then. Quite often, the protagonist, the lead character, would have a best friend that was a robot.
Yeah, yeah. That's a
I
good
mean, I know
point.
Han Solo was walking around with Chewie, so there was an organic best friend as well. But Luke was walking around with C-3PO and R2-D2. I'm just trying to think of all the other. I mean, most Star Wars films, it's a buddy movie, but the buddy tends to be a robot.
Yeah, I've never thought of that. I think Chewie's a bit like sort of Yeti vibes, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was an inanimate object. It was basically like having a dog, a massive dog, wasn't it, with a bit more IQ. But like, if you think about it, like we grew up thinking that a robot could be our best friend, and we could go around the universe with a robot helping us, and
Yeah.
it wasn't a bad thing. It was seen as, as kids, we were like, that's quite cool. We've got a robot that can do this and this for us. So it was there subliminally, I think, from when we were little, and now
So,
we've grown into this, like you said, like we go full sex robot, or we're walking around with a tiny computer in our pocket.
mm, so I'm just straight away thinking, going back to, we was talking about Frank Spencer the other day, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually watched. I went to buy the whole box set. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm probably going to get it. It's on my list,
Or
right?
some mothers do have them.
I've got it
Okay.
earmarked to get it. But I watched. It's about an hour and a half, unlicensed. It wasn't like endorsed by the
Hmm.
show or the creators or anything, but it was one of them rogue documentaries. But it was all right. It had enough in there to reminisce, and it was good. It was okay. And had some quite interesting interviews with everyone, and that was like 1972, I think that first got established. 73, it went through to 75, I think, 74. 3 seasons. I think they did 8 in the first one, then 7, and then 7, right? Anyway, so there's a collection of a body of work. And that was pre-tech.
Yeah,
It was pre-tech, right?
yeah, yeah.
And there's no suggestion of it. It's only when we go to the end of the 70s, when was Star Wars?
77 Star Wars released.
77. So they're ahead of the curve with C-3PO and R2-D2, right?
Hmm.
So somewhere in now that's an American film, right?
Hmm.
Star Wars and British, do you feel like, I don't know, it's like culturally it was a sitcom and that's like a sci-fi movie. But then if we rewind, I'm just stating that Frank Spencer, I don't know, his companion was Betty. I'm not even going to do it. I'm not
No.
even going to do it. I can't. But there's the sci-fi, like it's a sitcom, sci-fi. Then you rewind. I'm trying to think, stem back to where mankind, I don't know if that's PC to say that, who gives a fuck, you know what I mean? Us as a human race.
Hmm.
Where did we start to romanticize about the synthetic side of things? Is it just the tech evolution?
I definitely think it was the 70s for me, because I think before that, I mean, you look at the 2001, which was probably uh, one of the first massive sci-fi films. But the tech in that is bad. You know, the ship ends up, you know, trying to kill him. So there's it's not seen as something positive, and it goes
Mm.
into that whole subconscious bit at the end, and you know, what's life mean and all of that, you know. But yeah, for me in the 70s growing up, you've got things like Battlestar Galactica, you've got Buck Rogers, you've
Oh,
got
Buck Rogers. I used to love that.
Space 1999, was it?
Don't know.
The Thunderbirds. I mean, just all of that stuff.
Star Trek, Star
Star
Trek.
Trek, yeah. I was never a big Trekkie, but I
No, I
watched.
wasn't. I
But
wasn't.
everything there is about tech being taking us into, yeah, taking us into different galaxies, helping us, supporting us, being a positive thing.
Mm.
Um,
Exploration, a quest for exploration, right? To see what else, what other universes or planets are out there, right?
yeah, and for me, that's where awe was. You
Mm.
know, it
Yeah,
was the was how big this universe is.
yeah. Sense of awe of what's out there,
Mm.
not what, it's like I just feel like it's got a bit out of hand with the like the way I see it, like all you lot that want to go on Mars, fuck off, go to Mars, go and live on Mars. Go and live on Mars. Just, you know what I mean? Go and settle on Mars. Fuck, sling your hook. Go. Just go. Leave us alone. Leave me alone on this planet Earth, this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful planet, which has got some incredible landscape and just earthy, natural, real, living, organisms, us humans included.
Hmm.
Like you lot that want to go with and play robots and that, go and fuck off to Mars and do it in your freaking space cars and all that stuff. This is just my opinion, people, right? Just having one of them rants I get on. But it's that.
Yeah.
Why have we got to turn this planet into that? Am I just being a dinosaur? Am I just ahead behind with the curve? Am I just not on trend? Why have we got to turn this planet, which is a planet of water and earth and fire and air and all the beautiful, you know, natural, organic, earthy, you know, I can't think of any other words. You know what I mean? I can't
Mm.
capture the essence of what I'm talking about. Why have we got to turn all of that into this space age techno city?
It's going to end up like Blade Runner.
What it is. It's already
Mm.
getting there. And I don't want that. I want to. So I feel it's polarized. I think we've said this before. It's polarized. There's a load of robot, enthusiasts. They're all for it because they're already subscribed. They're already knee deep in it. They're already, got ardons over everything that's freaking gadget fucking geeks, whatever you want to call them. No, I'm not knocking these people. I'm not going to go at them as human beings. I love everyone. But I just think we've got a bit out of hand with everything. And we've lost a sense of awe. We are flirting, we're playing with fire, in my opinion. And we've just gotta get back to we need to rewild, in my opinion. That's where we're all lost.
Have you
And
seen that? Have you seen that documentary?
rewild.
Is it called Rewild or Rewilding?
Is that the one with the where they buy the land and they
They've got
take
this
it up?
stately home and they just basically let it
It's on my
grow.
list. It's on my list.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
Absolutely incredible.
that's what
Because
we
everyone around them is like, you can't do this. All the farmers are like, no,
yeah.
you've got to use this because the Japanese knotweed's going to grow or something. And like one of the battles they're having is they want to introduce beavers back into the river, and they're like, and the farmer's like, "What are you doing? No, they're gonna create dams. They're gonna do this, and and everything they do. I mean, again, it's a documentary that's been made by some people that have got a certain perspective, and
Mhm.
I will caveat that, but it just feels right,
Well, it is right. That's
and it
why.
and it just feels like they everything they do works. and then there's a solution for it in nature. Like there's a point in it where they leave this fields to just grow whatever, and the local farmers are furious because they're like, whatever this weed is, and it might be not be Japanese, not weed, but it's something like that. They're like, well, you're gonna create, this weed is growing in your crops now, and it's going to spread to all ours, and it's going to destroy all our livelihoods, and they're all furious about it. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, this swarm of butterflies comes over from southern Spain, descends onto these crops, uh, leaves loads of caterpillars or baby butterflies or whatever, and
Baby butterflies.
they eat everything. They eat
Yeah,
all this weed, and it's
yeah,
gone.
yeah.
And it's like there was
Yeah.
an answer for it. There's a natural solution
Mm.
for it, and
S-
that's what that document is. Incredible doc. It's beautiful,
And
and
and that's all.
yeah,
That's the
there is.
all. That's the allness of 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 life.
Yeah,
If we leave it alone,
yeah,
if us humans, right? I preempt a time when Gaia, Mother Earth, just says, "Do you know what, you fucking numpties, you bloody humans. I've been patient. I really have been patient. I'll send you a few. I've sent you a few warning signs, right? I've given you a few warning signs to try and get you lot to wake up, but you just ain't getting it. You're not getting it. So I feel like if we don't, as a human race, wake the fuck up, man, slow the fuck down, reel it in, get back to what we're meant to be doing a little bit more. Stop getting into this frenzy over tech, and people that are pushing the narrative of tech, they're just like, what's wrong? What are you lacking within you to feel like you've got to create something? Because it's lazy.
yeah.
It's lazy. I'm embarrassed by it. I've always said that. It's lazy. What are you lacking in yourself to feel like you've got to hand that power over to a gizmo,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we're creating this other God,
Mm-hmm.
you know? It is. Why are we fucking with shit, man? Just leave it all alone. Go and fuck off to Mars. Go and do it there.
Go
Leave
destroy Mars.
leave me and the Ewoks alone, man. Chewbacca.
You take R2D2 and C3PO, get in a spaceship, and go off somewhere.
Yeah. Look, I'm very passionate about it because I love the planet that I live on. It's beautiful. I do have a sense of awe because I'm connected to it. So why
Mm-hmm.
would I not want to protect that? And why would I not want to protect my connection with it? I feel like we're losing it a little bit because there's too many people who are caught up in this mad fucking ideology and romance over because it is romantic. Oh yeah, we're gonna live in this amazing tech-driven world and da 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 da. It's just, is that not just ego getting in the way, saying, "Oh, well, I can make a spaceship that can go to Mars quicker than your fucking spaceship"? Right?
I also think that there is a.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
I also think that there is a when you get to like the things that are still wondrous, the things that still are awe-inspiring, the places that you go become backdrops for for content for people's Instagrams and other social medias, as
Ah,
opposed to just being experienced.
mm,
We've
yeah.
how many concerts or incredible experiences have you been to where you've had to watch it through other people's screens because that's what's happening predominantly. um and I think there's something about just going and being in a space or just going and experiencing something raw
Yep.
without having to filter it, without having to capture it, just
Hmm.
going and doing it and being it.
Yeah.
Uh, that again, I don't know if that makes me sound like a dinosaur, but I think it's something that really. I mean, I definitely do it. I've taken pictures and whatever else at places. I mean, I love photography. It's something that I do, but it's there's a time and a place, and there's a time to put down the camera and just be
Mm.
in that be in that space. I went to last last year. I went to Wales, North Wales, and we went to this incredible waterfall. And
Mm.
unbeknownst to us, we'd done the trail the wrong way round, so we trekked about 2 hours to get to it. And then there was a path that everyone else had done, which was the other direction, which took about half an hour to walk down. But yeah, so there's this water. I've got to this waterfall, and it was just beautiful. I think it was, yeah, I think there was a smaller one to one side than this really big, beautiful waterfall, and it was packed because it was summer and people were on holiday and experiencing it, but it was packed with people posing to have their picture taken. It
Mm.
wasn't packed with people taking photographs of of this incredible thing. It was a backdrop for
Yeah.
social media, and I feel like I'm being judgmental on that, but it
It's an
also
observation. It's
it's
an
an
observation.
observation.
It's an observation. You're just seeing what you're seeing and you're just sharing that.
Yeah.
No, Um, look, I just want to say that, am I alone with what I'm saying? I know that you're with me on this. I know you are with the way I see the world. Look, just because I'm saying stuff in a way that I'm saying it doesn't mean it's right for everyone. I'm
Hmm.
not knocking it. Like I said earlier, you know, it's not, there's nothing wrong with being curious and exploring what's out there, including technology and gadgets and gizmos and evolution. I'm not saying we should all be in the fields just ploughing with old machinery and horses and, you know, we've done that bit. Maybe evolution is just, it is natural. We just need to evolve. Am I just someone that's struggling to keep up with the evolution? Well, yeah, I'm going to be honest. I am. I really struggle with it. Am I alone with that? Is it not evident that there's a lot of young generation? I work with a lot of them that are really, really fucking, they're the anxious generation. Why is that? Is that a coincidence? Or is it because they've all got a phone in their hand and they've been the guinea pigs of just being like, from the age of 2, you know, mum and dad thought it'd be really fucking skillful to put an iPhone in their hand or any other smartphone that you could buy from many retailers and online stores and service providers.
I think you've covered it. I think you're right.
Um, you know, like
It's
screw the dummy. Let's put a screen in their face. That stops them crying. Job done. The evolution of stop babies crying. Put an eye a tablet in their hand, not a dummy.
Do you
It's
think?
not their fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's just unskillful. We're not. We're evolving so quickly that I don't think people have the skills or the tools to freaking keep up with the. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? What I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, that's what. So, do you think then that anxiety, this sort of epidemic of anxiety and loneliness that is hitting us as a society and as a civilization, uh, do you think that existed when we were kids? Like we've talked about, being little and having that sense of awe, and the wonder at the world you have when you're sort of
Mm.
unburdened, and you're just sort of that raw, honest, like you're just seeing the world for what it is, and it's like, Jesus,
It,
this is massive, and it's awe inspiring. And then you get hit with all the life stuff, and the pressures of like, you've got to. It is. It's. I mean, I've definitely felt that as a kid, as a teenager. It's like you've got to succeed by the time you're 16. By the time you're 16, you've got to know exactly what you want to do. You've got to have got A grades and everything, and you've got to be on your path to, successful adulthood.
hmm
So the pressure was definitely there, but it didn't uh it didn't materialize or didn't create uh an epidemic. It wasn't. I didn't know. I wasn't talking to my mates all the time about the fact, oh, I'm feeling really anxious about this. I'm feeling really lonely, or I
Mm.
feel I don't remember that conversation at that time. So, what has changed? Like you said, is it just tech that has amplified that feeling and those sensations? That's taken away a bit of that wonder at the world, or the
Mm.
ability to cope with the world's pressures.
Right. So critical thinking.
Right.
You've heard that term?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if people at home have heard it, but it's a term, critical thinking. It's a big one. It's what a lot of people, a lot of psychs, and a lot of psychologists, and anyone that's in the biz in that realm, critical thinking. Big business use it.
Hmm.
You know, all these coaches, corporate coaches, and motivational speakers, and all of that stuff. They'll all bang on about critical thinking. You've either got it, or you ain't. Now, when I was growing up, I didn't have tech in my world. I might have had a Donkey Kong at one point. I'm sure I probably just sold that for something or another along the way. But there's some Technics 1210s. There are other turntables you can buy. Um, that was the tech I had, was that sort of stuff, right?
You went straight from Donkey Kong to Technics. That's pretty. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But like the distractions for me were different, right? The consumption, the compulsions were different. Like I feel like it, it's like life is life. Things happen,
Hmm.
right? Now, yeah, we've evolved and the world's very different to how it was for us when we were growing up. But the sort of wiring's all the same, really, isn't it? You know, I've got some emotions. I feel certain thoughts, have certain thoughts. So I have certain thoughts, I have certain emotions, and life happens, and I have a reaction to that as life happens, as it plays out, and I'm trying to navigate that, right? And it's the
Hmm.
same for everyone, right?
Yep.
And I just feel like the stakes are higher now because there's more at play. Like, whereas before, I've got like a social, there's a social element, there's a peer element. So people I see at school, people I see in my state, people I see in town,
Hmm.
and the clubs that I might play for, like football or whatever, right?
Hmm.
But now it's the whole world you're connected to. So straight away, there's a massive overwhelm with that.
Okay.
Do you not think? Like, it was just a smaller scale back then. There wasn't so many moving parts and so many people you had to interact with and deal with. Now, critical thinking, where does that come into play with all that? At some point, you've got to learn how to make skillful decisions based on, you've got to develop discernment, right?
Hmm.
Which I was ill-equipped. I was really out of my depth with all that stuff. But do you think critical thinking, do you think people are learning how to do critical thinking when they can just ask a computer the answers to it every time? Where are they developing discernment? Where are they developing intuition, etc., etc.? I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm just unpack, trying to process it myself, what you've asked me. I'm trying to answer it, but I don't think I'm answering it. I'm just trying to process what you've asked me. I
Yeah, yeah.
don't think I've actually got the answer.
I just think, I mean, I think it's really interesting in that I don't, I definitely remember there being pressure growing up, pressure to succeed, pressure to be something. And I know that, anxiety was a big deal for me, definitely into, from my late teens onwards, anxiety really affected me. Um, and, I know, you know, it, I know that anxiety played a part in your role in your life as well, and that the way we coped or the way we hid from that, or the way you what you choose to do in life to just sort of make those feelings go away. Like, are they that dramatically different to the young people that we're dealing with now? What is it? Is it is it just that there's this massive lens on everything that young people do now. Like, thank God, thank God that there wasn't cameras around on phones when we were young. Like, I wouldn't want to be reminded of half the stuff I did back then and the mistakes I made. Because
Yeah.
but that's part of growing up. Maybe that's it. Maybe we live in a world now where if you make a mistake, that's it. So you think of, like, I think of James Gunn, the director that's just made the new Superman, and he's done loads of superhero films. And he did the Guardians films, which I think are some of the best Marvel films. And there was a point in between, I can't remember if it was the first and second one or the second and third one, where he was cancelled, where he'd said something on social media 10 years previous, and Disney had decided that that was it. He was,
What he said? I mean, you can't say it maybe, but
I can't remember. I can't remember exactly what it was, whether it was a misogynistic comment
okay.
or I can't remember what the tone was to it. But Disney decided that this wasn't the image they wanted, and they decided to get rid of him.
Mm,
And I don't know how old he was at that point, but you know, 10 years is a lot of time in someone's life.
mm.
If you ask me uh my opinion on something when I was 14, 15, it's going to be very different to when I'm, even 24, I'm going to think differently, or 34, or,
Yeah.
44. I've got a very different uh, outlook on life now. And there's
Yeah.
growth there, and there's learning there, and there's, all of this stuff that we're allowed to do. We're allowed to develop as human beings. And, I think there that we are allowed to make mistakes. If we are not harming, we're not causing death or dreadful trauma to other human beings, then we are allowed to make mistakes, and we're allowed to learn and grow from them.
Mm,
And I wonder whether that's it, whether it's like I've got to be so perfect because my life is on record,
yeah. It
that
is.
that pressure adds another layer of intensity to growing up.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, like I can be my own um judge, jury, and executioner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Mm,
I can be that for myself, all three of those. Yeah. I can persecute myself if I choose to.
mm,
No, I don't do that these days. I can still get into it, but I am very conscientious not to. Right? I can flirt with it, but then I can catch it and go, sort it out, come on. Um, But back in the day, I was, living with that sort of mindset, constant punishment, slaying of self, I am my own worst judge, jury, and executioner.
Mhm.
Now, I don't know if anyone relates to that, but I kind of am guessing that some people relate to that. And I'd say quite a lot of people can relate to that, right? Self-sabotage, um, the intrusive thoughts, overwhelming, overthinking, all of that stuff, right? Self-doubt, all of it, right? Then you throw into the mix social media and the internet, right? And then that amplifies. That then goes from the fishbowl of your head to the vast ocean of the internet,
It goes up to 11.
right? Yeah. Spinal Tap 11. And that's big. That's big. That's what people are dealing with. This is the problem we've got is trial by media, trial by everyone else. Whether we it's a projection of what we think people think of us or what they're actually fucking saying.
Mm.
Because people have got, you know, freedom to do that. There's so many critiques that are quite enthusiastic about jumping straight in and knocking you into your ass.
Yeah.
And like you say, it doesn't have to be a current thing of where you're at now. It could be something that you've done like years ago when you was just a little bit naive or unskillful, or just a little bit stupid.
Yeah.
But you've learned because you've come of age and you've done a lot of work around it, or you've redeemed yourself, whatever. And that's the problem I think a lot of young people have is they're so fucking anxious over what everyone else thinks of them because they live their lives on it.
Mm. I saw a post yesterday on a popular social media site, and it was someone I follow who she's all about health and fitness and food, and yeah, she's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Like the recipes she does and everything, it's great. And
Is it
she,
Rusty Lee?
it's not Rusty Lee.
They should bring back Rusty Lee.
They should bring
Fe-
back
fe-
Rusty Lee.
fe-
And who was the other guy? Who was the guy with curly hair that used to do the
oh, Russell Hart?
Russell Hart? Yeah, that used to do the
Was it Russell Grant?
Russell Grant. Yeah,
They were
him.
like, right, so anyone that doesn't know Russell Grant, I feel like we should put links in. We won't put links in, but Russell Grant,
Horoscopes. That's the word I'm looking
yeah,
for.
Russell Grant, or was it Russell Hart? No, it was Russell Grant, wasn't it?
Quite a large fellow with with curly
Can,
hair.
can, can you just do a little look up?
Okay.
Russell Grant and Rusty Lee. Now, Rusty Lee, man, these were proper larger than life characters on popular
I
mainstream.
put Rusty Grant now.
Um, her laugh, man, she was full of beans, man.
What did we say? Russell Grant
Russell,
or Russell Hart?
I don't know if it was Russell Grant.
Russell Grant, British astrologer.
Oh, was it Russell Grant?
Yeah.
Can you just show me the
Yeah.
picture?
He's 74. And
Oh my God, there's a blast in the. He ain't changed, is he? Is
he hasn't, no.
he still alive?
Well, it says 74 here. It doesn't
Oh,
give a date that he's
all right.
died.
Big shout out to Russell Grant and
Yeah.
Rusty Lee.
Yeah, and Rusty Lee. Do you want me to see if she's still alive?
I'd love to see Rusty Lee.
Anyway,
I would invite if I had a dinner party. And I had to invite people. I'd have them
uh,
too.
yeah,
Definitely, definitely. I've been
Rusty Lee.
a rusty Russell
She's 76,
sandwich. Can I see?
and
Can I see a
and she
picture?
was, yeah. There you go.
Oh, look at her. She's awesome.
Yeah.
So
So
look them up, people. Blast from the past.
so anyway, I'm gonna. So this person that, yeah, on social media had put a picture of her and her partner, and their a picture of their engagement, and it was just a picture of the two of them. I don't know. I think she was showing like the engagement ring and stuff, and 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 then she's just had loads of like kickback on it, like how is, oh, this is really cringe, because I think was the word used in it. And I just thought, she's built her reputation from being on social media. She wouldn't have released her cookbook, and wouldn't have the status she has without social media. But she's also then got to face that kickback when
Mm,
she's put something really beautiful, which is her and her partner engagement, and the fact that she's really happy and she's in love, and that should be a really beautiful thing.
mm,
Yet she's then got a field, and I don't know how many comments there were. I haven't looked at that, but she's got a lot of followers, so I imagine lots of people do comment on her posts. But posting something that shouldn't, if you, I mean, if you got a problem with it, then don't look at it. I don't. That's how I feel about social media. It's like I don't feel ever I've watched something and go, oh, I've really got to make a judgment about
do you ever get a sense of awe being on it?
that. Only when I'm looking at pictures of space, and I do. There is some accounts I follow where I look at
Space.
like pictures of the galaxy. I
But
found
why
some
don't
incredible pictures the other day that
but
NASA had like published, and
why don't you just go out and like I
because I haven't got a massive telescope.
where I am, you don't need one.
No, that's true.
You've got too much light pollution because you're
Yeah,
near city, man. Get out in the
yeah.
wilds. You don't need to look on Instagram to look at or any other platform to see that stuff, man.
Yeah, no, there's stuff that there's bits of the galaxy that you wouldn't see, even hanging
Yeah.
out at yours.
I'm not knocking it, man. I mean, look, if it inspires you, brings you joy, and it motivates you to make some freaking cool shit in your life, go for it. I'm not saying it's all bad. Anyway, look, let's get back on track. I feel like we've gone down a little
Rusty,
a
rusty.
little rabbit hole with all that. So I've been trying to read out what it means in the book of words,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
let me just get into it. Right, I've lost the page now. There it is. Right, okay. So like my bookmark, got a bookmark.
And that's beautiful. Yeah.
Mm. So, or, do you know what words below or in the book of words?
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, awesome. So, so, or feeling of great respect and, oh, hang on, let me start again. Feeling of great respect mixed with fear.
Mm,
So there's a sense of fear, and then it says, feel someone with awe. Mm.
I didn't know the bit about
Take that
fear.
out, take that how you like, people.
Mm,
Um, awesome, very impressive or daunting. See, look, right. I'm just gonna challenge the book of words here yet
okay.
again because I just think this is just feeling of great respect mixed with fear is awe. Now, whenever I've felt a sense of awe, there's no fear. Sorry, book of words, but what the shit are you chatting about? Don't piss on on the parade, the awe parade.
Do you, if it was all,
What the, like, why do you have to dampen it with that? Don't bring it down, man. Like, let it have it. Let awe be awe. Don't bring fear into it. Awe's meant to produce an endorphin that can remove the sense of fear.
yeah,
So the Book of Words, again, it's a bunch of, yeah, I won't go there. But anyway, and then awesome, very impressive, or daunting. How can you link awesome? That's freaking awesome to daunting. I just don't get it. So we should just ignore that. I don't buy into that. I'm not subscribed. Sorry.
the only way I can make that work in my head is that fear, is that not, it's not fear, but that insignificance when you're faced with something that's so big that you can't really comprehend it.
I'm gonna challenge that
Go on.
because on that documentary, and this is my own experience, I'd be interested anyone at home if you relate. all right, is that when you when you realize that we're part of something huge and massive that's far greater than us, and we're part of
Hmm.
that, and we're just a tiny little speck in the grand scheme of things, not just on this planet, but in the whole cosmos and the ether, right? The universe. When we realize that, the sense of ego gets depleted, right? We covered that one earlier,
Yeah.
right? There is no fear, in my opinion, if you've connected to that sense of knowing. And it's something that we have to explore. Now, if you only experience very fleeting, very insignificant, I don't know if it's the right word, but if you don't really have a connection to a sense of awe, you can't
Hmm.
develop what I'm talking about. It will feel alien to you. You will feel a little bit displaced and like, oh my God, like, and maybe a little bit afraid. But I don't feel that. I have felt like that. The vastness of the ocean is a sense of awe, but fuck me, am I scared? That fear's there, right? So I get that, but by leaning into it and developing a relationship with this awe experience, this sensory experience, you learn to trust it, and that removes the fear. It's a faith that you are part of, you are connected to it, although it is far more powerful than you. Does that make
So then,
sense?
yeah, I'm just wondering then if that is how we, by having a sense of awe, by having a healthy respect of the
Yes.
unknown,
Respect. I should switch the word fear for respect.
but by facing the fear, by knowing, by going and actually going, this is a little bit uncomfortable because I
Mm,
don't get it.
mm.
Like, if I try to comprehend the universe, like, I just don't get it. I don't get, like, there's got to be a point where it ends. Yeah. For me, there's got,
What, the universe?
yeah.
Do you
Like,
reckon?
well, what's the edge? What's the end of it? Like, what? How does it just keep on going? How does it keep on being something? And and you've heard, like, what's his face? Brian, is it Brian Cox, the space guy?
Yeah.
And he talks about the fact that even in this sort of almost infinite universe, there's millions and trillions of planets and other galaxies and whatever else. It's highly unlikely, he says, that there's another form of life. He reckons that the sort of the all the things that had to go into play to make humans as we are. He said it's such a sort of, the odds are so high
Mm,
for us to actually exist as we do, that would not have happened anywhere else in the universe. Now,
mm.
things like that, when you start to sort of, I just, that just sort of makes it almost, it, I get that sensation where I'm just like, I don't know if I can comprehend this. It's too big.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I,
just too much for my little head to
yeah,
sort of go, oh, that, no,
yeah,
that can't be right.
yeah, yeah. I need to stand correctly. I need to put my hands up, and have the humility to say, actually, now you're saying what you're saying, and now I'm starting to think about it and to process it further. Because this is what this is for us, isn't it? Is us doing that.
Yeah.
I can associate a sense of fear with, sorry, book of words. I can associate a sense of relative fear to that vastness that is the awe, that sense of awe. I totally get it. But what I was saying and what I do still stand by is that you don't have to have it
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it,
yeah,
because if you lean into it and study, it's like death.
yeah,
There's a sense of awe to death.
yeah,
Like it's like, oh my God, this, it's just the unknown.
yeah.
Right now, if you lean into it, I don't have a relative fear of death now. I probably still have some fear of dying, of course, because it's a beautiful life.
Hmm.
It'd be pretty shitty if it ended anytime soon. But that. absolute fear of death is not there anymore for me because I've really contemplated it. I've meditated on it a lot. I've reflected on it a lot. I've talked about it a lot, you know? So I get it. I do get it. Do you
I,
f Sorry,
go on.
go on. No,
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 go on.
no, you go. Go, you go.
Well, I mean, I was reading this week and I came across this quote from the German painter Gerhard Richter. And he says, art is the highest form of hope. It's a way of dealing with uncertainty. And I guess, that whole facing fear and that whole uncertainty of what is actually going to happen. And I think the ultimate part of that, as you just talked about, is the idea of death. We we hope, we pray that there's other stuff, that there's something bigger, but we're never quite sure. We're still looking for like definitive proof. And that quote really spoke to me about the idea that by creating, by doing something and trying to connect with uh, other people or just something like almost like a higher purpose, then it's a way of coping with that uncertainty. And all of those, uh, all of for me, creating is using tools, is using something else, and I would, I think, and I will put AI out there because I do think it's a tool that can be used. But whether it's a guitar, whether it's a paintbrush, whether it's a typewriter, we are we are doing something, we are connecting with something, and we're trying to make sense of whatever's in our head, and we're trying to connect that to other people because we can create art in isolation, but I personally, I think we create stuff because we want to share it, and we
Mm,
want to have a dialogue about it and have a conversation.
hmm
um and I just wonder, in terms of all the where we were going earlier with this idea of why the current generation, Gen Z, whatever, how we're going to label them, why there's this such high form of anxiety, and how, and whether they are getting that sense of awe in terms of actually stepping away from that digital world and being in a physical world and creating and making stuff and connecting, because it's so easy to think you are creating by posting, by commenting, when actually that all that does is I think it, in a lot of ways, it alienates people, it isolates people. It's not a true form of connection. You talk about, you know connecting with groups online and being part of a community online. It doesn't really work for me. I don't see that in its true sense is people connecting properly.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. Excuse me. It's not the first time we discussed this
No.
topic, and it's just come through on this one because, you know, it's relative. It's freaking relative. Like, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, it's just, it's rudimental. It's elementary. It's logic. Makes sense that, you know, if you are just head down on a device creating content and just that's your world. It's a very small world. It plugs you into a very vast connectivity and a sense that you're connected to something greater than yourself. But the grand scheme of things, you're sitting there on your ass on your own,
Mm.
pretty much. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. Again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but the evidence is there. I've worked with so many people, man, in this generation. They have screen addictions. They got manic depressions, anxieties, problem behavior, all of the isms you can throw at them. crippling self-doubt, low self-esteem. It's endless.
Mm.
Social anxiety, you know, it's all there.
And I think that having a dialogue, even if it's a dialogue with yourself, whether that's a journal, whether that's a painting, I think it's making something for free. I think there is, I mean, I hate the word content. Like I'm making content. No, you're if you're going to do something, do it. You're creating something. You're making art, and it should be for free. It should be for you. It should be for someone. You know,
But for the love of it.
yeah. I mean, beautiful, beautiful. If you make something that's so amazing that someone wants to buy it for £1 million, fantastic. And then maybe you have the time and space then to make loads more of it. But if we are making stuff and doing stuff because we want it to uh, we want it to pay for our lives, again, that adds a whole other element of pressure and a whole different
I'm a
different
content, I'm
yeah,
a content creator, me.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Go on.
No, but that's exactly it. I just that to me isn't, you know, I'm a photographer, I'm a painter, I'm a writer, I'm a director. I make things because I want to explore certain themes, I want to explore certain ideas, and I want to connect and communicate them to other people. And I just think, yeah, I think that's another layer of pressure
Mm,
that people, particularly young people, put on themselves because it's like everything has to be, how can I get more people to like this? How can I get people to pay for this?
of course.
how can I get bigger? Uh, how can I make my numbers stronger? And
Mm,
it's not what it's about. It goes back to the five fishes, or the five friends. If you've got five, if you can count on one hand, people that you could rely on in a crisis, I think you're doing all right.
it's sorted.
Yeah,
It's all we need. Five fish, five
yeah, yeah,
friends. Um, it's really in, man. Start small.
yeah,
Scale down.
yeah,
Scale down.
yeah,
It's I love it. I love my life being scaled down. I'm reluctant to go anywhere up in a scale. I feel like when it happens naturally, organically, then that's a beautiful growth,
yeah.
organic growth, and it's effortless.
Mm-hmm.
No effort required. I just need to turn up at the blank page, create my art, my expression of my experience through my art, the art of life, and enjoy that for the love of doing it, and put some really beautiful passion and and that's where I get my awe from. And I get my awe from having, I always say it, life affirming experiences. Put my phone down, turn it off, get a backpack on, flask of water, some snacks, not
What's
fruit pastels.
what snacks would you go for, Dave?
An apple.
Yeah.
Think Puss in Boots, right?
Did Puss in Boots have an apple in his? I'm
Didn't
imagining you now with a stick and a
Yeah,
napkin, sort of following.
I've got the staff, the stick.
Yeah,
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 I'm gonna get that into action over the coming months and through winter. You're not gonna get a sense of awe every day, and if you do, you've hit the jackpot.
yeah, yeah,
But it's to go and make a concerted effort to unplug from all of the things that aren't serving us to find the things that do.
yeah.
And only you, the listener, anyone that might find this, you know, it always comes down to the same thing. You know, where do I sit with that?
Hmm.
Where's my awe coming from? You know, do I have it? Why not? Okay, how do I get it? What does that look like? And go and do it, man. Go and do it.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't know. I feel like for me, come to it's just that simple, you know, and I don't know if there's any more I can bring to this conversation other than go and get your fucking ore, man. Get a dose of ore. See what happens.
Yeah. Where do you find that?
You got any thoughts? I mean, we're coming towards the end, I feel.
Yeah. No, I
But
think it's, yeah, as I said, it's about exploring the relationships you have with the things around you and the people around you. And it's about finding stuff that is a little bit scary, but is also incredible.
mm,
And and I think we are in a situation at the moment where it's it's really difficult to face your fears, um, and do it in a way that isn't isn't going to cause some sort of pain, whether that's judgment or opinions from other people. I think it's really difficult to step outside and find awe
mm,
and just be. Um, it's a really noisy world, and
mm,
there's too many people shouting, which makes it really difficult to do those kind of
mm,
things. So yeah, I agree. I think we've come to a natural conclusion,
mm.
and yeah.
And and I just want to end on this, because this just came into my thoughts with what you just said. It's like with the world that we live in, more than ever, we need to really pay attention.
Hmm.
Really, I need to pay attention more than ever. You know, I've really got to practice what I preach. I've got to really pay attention. I've got to be present. Because if I want to capture those moments of awe, the awe-inspiring moments that are on offer in life, I need to have my five senses dialed in. You know, just like on a mixing desk for sound. You know, I've got, you know, you've got to see it like that. They're the equalizers, man. Do you know what I mean? I need to dial in. I need to have them all cranked right up so that I'm dialed in, tuned in, you know? So I need to be eyes wide open. I need to listen. Yeah. I need to perhaps hold silence to be able to do that and not speak, you know, and shut the fuck up basically sometimes. That's what I need to do. I need to shut the fuck up and listen, have my eyes wide open so that I can be present to bear witness to all of the beauty that is right in front of me every single moment that I'm present. And if I'm
Yeah.
just too distracted and not paying attention to that, then that's a very, very different experience to when I'm practicing it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to end on is that I need to continue to practice that, to have a really uplifting experience in my life. I'm going to feel better about myself. My well-being is going to be increased.
Hmm.
And a big part of that is nature immersion.
Yeah.
Well, there you
Yeah. No,
go.
I agree. I agree. Go and get your vitamin D.
Mm,
Go and get the sun on your face and the air, and breathe.
Yeah, and if you're in cities or wherever you find yourself, just get your head up. Maybe dare to leave your phone at home. And go out, have a walk around with your head up and see what's happening. Do you know what I mean? There we go. Anyway, how was that for you, Mr. Rice?
That was good. That was good. Feels
Hmm?
like we are at the start of another cycle.
Mm, okay. Good. Yeah, I must admit I've had a little bit of doubt creeping in my mind. It's just like I'm like, oh God, am I getting on one again? Are people gonna just be like, oh, for fuck's sake, Dave, man, just leave it. But then that's what I was saying, I'm putting my hands up there, I'm being honest. That's that judge, jury, and executioner
Yeah.
that can come in and go, you're not good enough,
Face your fears.
all of that. But that's okay. I have the awareness, and it's just like, so I'm sharing openly and honestly there, people. So if you do feel that that's what I'm doing, as in, shut the fuck up, don't bother telling me. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
No, we welcome feedback, man. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. We do. We're always listening.
Okay then. So let's park it up,
Yep.
and I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. See you then. Take care.
All right. Take it easy. See you later.
Bye.